Oh, you are. Hello. It is Tisk day. Good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are well. I hope all are safe. Excuse the background noise and the sound effects in advance. It is early after the meridian, and it seems like whenever I say action, that's where the sound effects kick in. But I'll try to spit this out in one breath because I am literally just coming out with another epiphany. Because I seen something and I had to put two and two together from the past and up until now. So I want to say Rome, Italy. I don't have the actual city, but it just definitely was in Italy. So I guess they had, for New Year, they had an American Statue of Liberty parade. And if I can just stop and rewind as far as the history of the Statue of Liberty. So in the past, it said that France or Italy, now I don't, they're either the same place or they're next door to each other. Like I said, my geographics are a little crazy, but it's basically the same thing. It's still Europe and it's still somewhere near the Vatican. So I guess you can say anything that's over there is the same thing, or at least neighbor. So in the past of the American Statue of Liberty, Italy gifts America with the Statue of Liberty, basically saying, now the original design was a black woman breaking out of her chains. Okay, her finally said, man, woo, I'm America, I'm free. I'm a black slave breaking out of my chains. I'm finally free. I've been quote unquote liberated. And there was a statue to represent it. Okay, you could see the Statue of Liberty, this black woman with broken chains on her wrist. And of course we've never seen that because they have the imposter standing at the Statue of Liberty in New York. You see, I don't think anyone has ever, I'm sure they have photos of it. They snapped a photo or two, but that particular statue was not put up. And if it is put up, it's probably put up somewhere in the Vatican. And I say that now because I'm like, even now, so that was in the past, somewhere in the early 1900s, they deliver that. But now, here we are in 2025, when they have their New Year parade, the Statue of Liberty is back. But guess what? This black Statue of Liberty is back in chains. And not only should they in chains, you're in orange and you're crying, shaking your head. And I'm thinking like, wow, if that is not symbolic and telling, and what I've been saying this whole damn time, and there's a connection with Rome, America, and really the whole world. And if you know of the Moors, the short and sweet of the Moors is like, okay, well, you break off or you become powerful in Rome. And then as far as our story, we'll just say, okay, in Rome, I was the ruler. And I don't want to just say just Rome because we roamed the earth. So it's not just like, oh, you're just going to find me here in America or just going to find me in Africa. We're going to be every damn where. Because we were the quote-unquote rulers of the, and I'm saying quote, and I hate to refer to myself back as royalty because I'm thinking I would be embarrassed. That's like me basically saying I'm the owner, but I'm literally living in the basement behind the toilet. And I'm thinking, it's embarrassing to that point. I'm the ruler, I'm the king or the queen, but you're eating out the garbage can. And that's basically what this symbolic is. The symbolism is, you once ruled Rome. You were the Moors, basically, and this is why Rome is quote unquote, or Italy, they're basically considered white inwards because that's where they get their tint from. Some of them have, and I don't want to sound ignorant, but they call them mulis. I don't know if that's the way of saying. That's like a Italian slang for quote unquote black. It's an epithet. So basically, if I want to be offensive, I would refer to the Italians as quote unquote white inwards. And I'll try to keep it short and sweet, but there's a coalition here because there's a reason why they look up to us. But it's also like, okay, yeah, you have a great history, but it's like if you look at us now, it's like, let me go ahead and put this let me put this royalty stamp back because it just don't look good. It's like, oh, you're gonna put a crown on a turd. It just doesn't look right. We got a lot of work to do. But again, back to the whole statue thing. So when it comes to Italy or Rome, basically that's where the Moors roamed. They roamed around in Rome. So basically these are these dark-skinned rulers, and you go for being, you were in reign for a few centuries, and then now you're back to square zero. So if I can just make it short and sweet and just say this in one breath. So from start, you ruled, okay, you break out of chains, and now you're free in America because somehow you got captured, somehow you got turned into a slave, somehow you got sacrificed, and we reach up until now. So after the Moors, after I became royalty, we're at 2025, and in 2025, not only am I no longer royalty, not only did I get slapped off of my pedestal, But now I'm back in chains. Now back in chains, wearing orange, not just a slave. Not only are you a slave, you're a slave in orange. So basically you are a prisoner. And then you're shaking your head in defeat. And I'm thinking like, if that's not the most telling thing I've ever heard in all of history, that's very telling. Because that's exactly what we're doing right now. Back to eating out the damn garbage cans. That's why I say I'm embarrassed to say I come from royalty. Royalty, but back to eating out the garbage cans. And then again, not only am I the chains, that's another thing too. The broken chain. The chains never went anywhere. It just, the only thing that changed was the date and the clothes. So again, instead of wearing chains chains around your neck, we're just gonna put them around your wrist. And then instead of calling you a slave, I'm just gonna call you a prisoner. Because it's all the same thing, it's just different slang. Yeah, something like that's very telling. Because yes, we are still in chains. And yes, we are headed to the prisons. And if you don't believe us, our children are in prison right now. You send your school to these you send your children to these public schools, and they're in cuffs because they didn't finish lunch. You see what I'm saying? What kind of crime or what the hell could a child do at school to get arrested? To where they'll literally have a grown ass police officer come down there and arrest a damn 4 and 5-year-old for acting up in school or for not finishing lunch. Because I know they didn't commit a crime, but since they can and since they will come for the children. That means so not only are you gonna be in prison, mom and dad, your children are gonna be in jail too. They call it the school to prison pipeline for a reason. That's why I send your children to public school. I set them up for failure. The teacher writes them up, and then that teacher's husband arrests them. That's how it works. That's called the school to prison pipeline. And I can damn sure believe it with the whole Italy. They probably like, And like I say, they have more history and knowledge than we do because they have the Vatican, and the Vatican is where most of our history and most of our trinkets are. So I don't know if this came from just good old-fashioned pillaging, or and maybe some of us did turn that stuff over. Like, okay, well, hell, well, in order to survive, or okay, here, take my crown, or take my throne, or take my people, whatever it was, somebody was sacrificed. And again, we go from royalty. Now, mind you, I still have a royal energy, royal bloodline, but as far as the situation, as far as now, like, it's kind of more embarrassing than saying you went from being a millionaire, then you're back to eating out the garbage cans. Because it's not impossible to blow millions of dollars, but to go from royalty, now the whole genre is eating out the garbage can, and I'm just thinking, like, yeah. And I don't really want to hear about the whole royalty part, because it's just embarrassing and it's sickening. Then it makes me want to look back at the answers and I'll be like, what the who set me up? You know, I was basically set up. I was set up. And if I think about it, I'm gonna get mad and just try to destroy everything with naps on it. But yeah, I was like, that's really telling. And you literally got this woman back in chains, and then not only is she's in orange, and then not only that, she's in orange, and her people are in orange. And I can believe that because we are prisoners. We are prisoners to ourselves, prisoners to this place that we built. Now, mind you, we were used for free labor to build America, and then not only that, you build America and you are eating out of the garbage can. So basically, we would be the rightful owners, but who's going to tell us that? Who's going to say, hey, well, they don't even want to give you 40 acres and a mule, let alone give you what's rightfully yours. So you build the place, and then not only that, when you get done, I'm going to put you in chains, and I'm going to throw your ass in prison so you can be a slave again behind bars. And I want to say a lot or most of that is our fault because we have to participate. You have to say, like, even if you say, okay, you're a slave, and you corner me at all four corners, it's up to me to hold my wrist out and say, okay, I'm a slave, you got me. Like, no. Or you can fight and you go out with a damn bang. We don't do that, though. We tend to fold over, bend, and crumble under pressure. Oh, they went that way, boss. Or here's my wrist. Or what do you want me to wear? Or what do you want me to do? Or do you want to bring me down a notch? You know, we tend to allow people to get the best of us because we are intimidated. Because maybe they wave a gun or they wave our job in our faces or wave a needle in our face. And then here we are holding our arms and wrists out. Yeah, so most of that is our fault as far as being taken over. Because again, if I don't surrender, that means somebody set me up. I didn't surrender, but I damn sure was sold out. Whatever it is, it's our fault at the end of the day. It is. I'm not saying we chose to be a slave, but we damn sure participated. We participated. I've been a slave for 30, 40, 50, 100 years. And that ain't nothing to, what the hell? What? Even if I'm born into slavery, if I'm not okay with, why am I participating with these slave activities? You tell me when to go to bed, tell me when I'm going to jail. You tell me what's a damn appropriate, and I'm just sitting here listening and participating, thanking pink Jesus. Like, it just, the whole historic part of it, it's really sad, and if you really think about it and get to the bottom of it, you will be upset, which is probably why they hide it, because it's kind of triggering just knowing that we'd never been out of, they lied, oh, you're free. And no, we're not free. Because the chains have not, okay, I'll take the chains off your wrist and put them on your ankle. That's the only thing. Or take the chain off the wrist and put it around your neck. No, we're not free. We are still slaves. And the only thing that changed, we went from stripes to orange. Because I think it's been a while since I've seen stripes. The chains have not went anywhere. The whips have not went anywhere. Yes, we are still slaves. And until I get put back in my rightful position as the quote-unquote ruler or as the owner of the world, then it's like, yes, everything's going to be effed up. Everything will crumble because something ain't right. It ain't. You're free. Okay, well, what are these chains? Why is the prison system growing like crazy? And you only looking at me? Because we got to do the math. You have to get rid of the rightful owner. Get rid of these quote-unquote royalties. So therefore I can wear that robe. Therefore I can sit on that throne. You know? You were a king and queen. Okay, well, kings and queens don't eat out the garbage can. Kings and queens don't get ruled and reigned over by other damn nations. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to hear about that royal bloodline crap. It just looks so nasty. I'm royalty, but eating out the damn garbage can, to say the least. Royalty don't own nothing, don't have nothing. Ain't ruling nothing. Not even your damn self. Anyway, be well and be safe.